Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your most famous words in iRacing. It's time for your Go Time music. Race number 3 of the Lickity Slicks brings us to Lanier. Jaleel Bennett, Stetson Williams on the front row. Green flag is out. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lickity Slicks Dirt Racing Tour Season number 1, One Grid TV is underway. Just like that, to start the race, we had a battle for the lead. It will halt. Jason Woldridge, heavy right front damage on that 74. I am seeing something along the lines of possibly Kirk involved. We know he was blinking out. Let's take a look at the replay. Woldridge to the outside. That's the 6 car of Hayden Hale. Hayden Hale pushes up the track into the 74. Gnarly damage. We're going to look at that again. You're going to see Hayden Hale just looks like he goes to set that car and right rear end of the left front of the 74 sends him up into the fence. Alrighty, green flags back up, and away we go. We're back underway. Stetson Ryan made a really good drive to Jaleel Bennett. Looked like he was going to take the lead before the caution came out. Let's see if he could rebuild that run. Jaleel Bennett using that bottom line, playing some defense, but he has to push up on exit. That might allow Stetson Williams to get back to the inside. Jaleel Bennett driving it into the slick, and Stetson looks up the inside again. Issues. And it's a wrecked race car again for Kenny Douglas. Happened in the heat race, happens in the feature. Building that notebook right now in his head. What does he got to do to get around the 94? Green flag back out. Very good launch out of Jaleel Bennett. Stetson Williams there in second. Hayden Hale, and here comes Jamison Howe. We've been waiting on Jamison to put together a good run. He's been so close. He has the speed. Little mistakes here and there. Counts him out of wins across One Grid Series. You know, he not only competes in the Lickity Slicks Dirt Series, Pal Racing Tuesdays Dirt Tour, Monday Night Frontier Truck Tour. We're seeing him everywhere, and he has the speed. We're waiting him to maximize on these finishes. He moves himself into third, completely clears, and now Stetson glued to that wall, keeping it underneath the slick, draws to the rear bumper of Jaleel Bennett. And the yellow flag flies again. And I see Toby Kirk around. Alrighty, Jaleel Bennett on the bottom. He's been liking the top line already. Stetson Williams, this time he'll go to the top, puts the right rear on the cushion just for the moment. He gets a really good run down the back straightaway. Bumper to the back of the 94, and here comes Jamison Howell up the inside, and now contact and more cars wrecking. Oh, it's a pileup. Oh my gosh. Have you ever? There were a lot of wrecked race cars right there. Oh my. We got a couple of replays to look at. We had our drone just behind that group, so let's see what happens. So this is down the back straightaway. You're going to see bumper to the back of the 94. That's what we had our eyes on, but Woldridge, oh, comes across the nose of the 9, and I mean, look at this. 36 involved. 18, nowhere to go. Jamie Hallen doing about 5 cars in this wreck. 6 if you count Toby in and out. Green flag back out. And Jamison is right there. Do not count him out. Brian Smith into the 4th position. Oh, we had an issue with the car on the front stretch. That was the 6 of Hayden Hale. Here comes the rest of the field screeching by.
So I think he needs to enter a little higher in the corner and kind of point the car down to get to the quarter panel. And then he's just going to have to, oh, caution, he's got to get to that quarter panel on entry and throw a slider.
Well, it looks like Hayden Hale and Jason Woldridge got together. Hayden Hale, of course, going to lap down. Let's take a look at the replay. So this is Hayden Hale. He was one lap down. He's keeping to the bottom, staying out of the way. There's Woolridge. So where does this... Oh! Oh!
Ooh!
Oh! Hold on now. That looked a little intentful to me. I don't know about you, Anthony, but did you see what I saw? Let's watch this.
Oh, that was a straight line if I've ever seen one.
Oh! And it definitely got to Hayden Hale. Currently 4 cars DNF'd, and we're back underway. Jaleel Bennett, Stetson Williams, Jamison Howell, your top 3. These 3 have been the star of the show. And I'm really liking Stetson's mid-corner speed. He looks better than Jaleel. Jaleel is getting that car a little bit more sideways on entry, where Stetson is using that throttle to almost feels like it's a coasting style of entry, keeps it straighter on exit, and it's a really good run. The only question is, when do you attempt that slider? Because you don't want to put that car in the slick when you go to make a pass for position. Not just is that going to slow you down and not let you be able to complete that slider, but you could accidentally, in contrast to what Hayden Hale did, straight line the guy you're trying to make a pass on. So you got to be careful.
Well, the problem he's got now is Jamison's right on his back bumper, so if he throws a slider and can't take the lead, it puts him at a disadvantage to fall to third.
And right what I was talking about right there, Anthony. Jamison tried to put the slider in the 11, got in the slick, and look at all that time he lost.
Break across the center to keep hugging that inside. Oh!
I think the 11 brushed the wall in the straightaway. Jamison contact to his rear bumper. Both cars end up with contact with the wall, and Brian Smith is trying to capitalize on both of those damaged race cars, and I think Jaleel Bennett smiles as he begins to pull away. Stetson Williams contact on the straightaway, and now Jamison.
Jamison's missing his right front bumper.
He's still dogging, though. Here comes Brian Smith on the inside. He'll do the slider. Jamison looks for the crossover. I think Brian just having a clean race car. Still putting together some fast times. Jamie Howell issues, and I see Toby Kirk around as well. Let's take a look at this replay. So Toby Kirk just behind Jamison. Okay. Again, this is Toby Kirk blinking out. Oh, he into the wall, catches the 47. Oh, that was like a really serious case of netcode. Follows that advice. Green flag back out. Hopefully the last caution of the race. Looks like only 5 cars left running. Brian Smith tried the bottom on the entry. It actually didn't fare too bad for him. He pulls alongside of Jamison. Meanwhile, Stetson Williams up the inside, gets around the slick, even with Jaleel. Jaleel's still a good run. But when you put her right there in the slick like that, Brian Smith up the inside, he will capitalize. Kept it low enough out of the rubber, but Jaleel Bennett isn't taking off. Stetson's still right there. Here comes Brian Smith. Brian Smith looking for the lead. He might have found the line. He's hooked up. Rear tires in the slick. Through turns 3 and 4, we're coming to 10 laps to go, and Brian looks so perfect on the bottom. Not quite clear of Jaleel. He needs another good set of corners to get that lead, and look at Brian Smith go.
Oh, he moves to the top.
I love it. Takes away that line. Here comes Stetson Williams, trying to stay within grasp of this lead. Jaleel Bennett, he may have burnt off that right rear we were talking about at the top of the show. Stetson up the inside again, still holding on even with that damage, getting alongside Jaleel Bennett. White flag, 1 more lap to go for Brian Smith. A call surrounded by his friends. He has 2 more corners till he sees the checkered flag. Brian Smith is a winner here at Lanier.
Slider attempt, did it work?
Yes. Yes. Oh my God.
I got a feeling that Stetson Williams just pulled a nasty slider on Jaleel Bennett, because when we joined the winning driver's call to listen to his celebration, it was Stetson Williams screaming, "Oh my gosh," and John Dodal asking if it worked. Stetson Williams pulled a Hail Mary slider on Jaleel Bennett. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happened. We'll have to look the old-fashioned way. There we go. So Let's watch out. This is the slider, the pass for second. Up the inside. It's a really good corner. Gets in front of Jaleel. What a slider. That was awesome. But the real star of the show is Brian Smith, parked on the straightaway. Let's talk to him. Brian, Noah and Anthony in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I sure do.
Brian, you get the win here at Lanier. It was a crazy one, but you hang on. You clocked the laps. You made your moves. You were making that bottom line work. Anthony talked about it, but you did it. Talk about this win here at Lanier.
I just held onto the tires for as long as I could. I managed to avoid all the craziness there at the beginning, and we got that last restart and found something down low. Managed to get up there to the front. Ended up working up for me, finally.
Here you go, Brian. Congratulations, your winner here at Lanier, Brian Smith.
Thank you.
We'll start Brian back up, and let's talk to the man that just had probably one of the more eventful races tonight. Stetson Williams, Noah and Anthony in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, we went and looked at the replay. Nasty slider to get that second position away from Jaleel Bennett. I think at one point you were the fastest car out there. What were you missing to get to that lead?
Well, it was just the fact that I haven't raced in 3.5 to 4 weeks. So this one felt really, really great to come out and finish top 3. Ran up front the entire time. Tried to show that I still had it, even though I ain't raced in about 3.5 weeks.
I think you absolutely showed it. It was a really good run out of you. Congratulations on the top 3.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
We'll send Stetson back, and we'll go ahead and grab the man who watched that slider unfold to his own fault, or his own undoing, rather, Jaleel Bennett. Jaleel, Noah, and Anthony up at the booth. You got a copy?
Stand full.
Well, Jaleel, you sound a little somber. You led the most laps here tonight. You lost the lead, and you got a crazy slider pulled on you for that second position. What did you need to hang on to that lead tonight? What were you missing? Did you burn up your tires too much?
Definitely burned up the tires. I gave it all I had to stay in the lead as long as I did, man. And you know what? I'd have liked to take first place, but I still got pole, bro, and I'll sleep good tonight either way.
All righty, Jaleel. Well, I believe we go into Knoxville next week. Where do you think you rank there compared to the field?
Oh, I'm pretty fast at Knoxville, man. I'm
Oh.
pretty fast there. So I'll probably put on a good show there, 9 out of 10. Unless I get put in the wall or flipped over, I'll put on a good show there. I promise you.
I think if you get put in the wall and flipped over, it's still a good show. Maybe not for you, but for the broadcast a little bit. Congratulations, Jaleel. I'm going to send you back up.
Damn fool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude racing action here tonight at Lanier. Anthony Ely, thank you so much for joining me up in the booth tonight. It was a blast. One heck of a race. Although I do like seeing you out there winning. Maybe we could do this again.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I'll see you Monday night in the trucks at Daytona Road Course.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to One Grid TV for the Lickity Slicks Dirt Racing Tour Season 1. Next Monday, as Anthony said, we'll be back with the Frontier Truck Tour. Race number 4, the Daytona Road Course. Pal Racing Tuesday night dirt racing will be at Lernerville. And I believe, yes, next week here at Lickity Slicks will be Knoxville. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Noah Lanier. Tomorrow, if you have Dirt Vision, catch me live on Dirt Vision, voice of the Great Lake Traditional Sprints, the support series at Millstream, the World of Outlaws. Have a good night, everybody.